Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to Football Inc. Hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things you love with those you love to do them with. I'm here with Johnny H 3232. I think it's penultimate day on his Holly Pops. Sorry for the delay, by the way. We're just talking about things backstage, but we've got some interesting stories, some transfer news, views, and clues for you today. No football, although there is some football, but not like Europa League stuff. We'll do that tomorrow, maybe. But today, we got some interesting stories out regarding Roman Abramovic as well. He's been given a final warning from the UK government, who's deciding to say, where's our money? Pay up or shut up, just so that they can go and then give the money to Ukraine, so it will get filtered back out and get put back into certain people's, I don't know, campaign donations for the next election. I jest. How dare I suggest that there's any corruption in that whole story? Either way, guys, smash the like button, smash the subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, and drop some comments thick and fast. Let us know your thoughts on the topics. We've got stories out for Manchester United. We've got stories for Newcastle, for Bournemouth, for West Ham, for Tottenham, for Chelsea, and one or two others as well. I forget off the top of my head. By the way, guys, before we get going, of course, you always know where to find your best sporting and football clubber if you are interested in getting already the best value that you can possibly look for some of the best quality gear out there. Good gear, real good gear. But you get 8% off as well at checkout if you search for OK Jersey and then get yourself to those websites. There's lots of different OK Jersey websites. You might want to go and get some athleisure wear. Maybe you want football stuff, whatever you want. Go and get yourself 8% off as well using code FINC, F-I-N-C. And I think it's about time to find out how Johnny's doing. Although Johnny's still on mute. Oh no, he's not. He's off mute now.
No, I'm off mute. Yeah. Listen, I'm all good. Last day and everything.
Everything okay? I just had a door slam in the background.
Yeah, no, it's the door slamming. All the sound effects here. I've got myself a glass of wine. I think I might need.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Cheers. I'm just laughing at this Abramovic story. I mean, Chelsea are getting all this leeway because of what Abramovic did. You know, like it wasn't our accounts, it was Abramovic's accounts. And, you know, they're getting lots of leeway. And now they've got the British government after, 3 years of war? Now, if you don't play ball, Mr. Abramovic, we're going to get very cross and we're going to take you to court. And that's really going to do a lot. You know, just the same as there's about 190 billion pounds in a clearinghouse in digital money of Russian money sat in Belgium, in a Belgian clearinghouse that they won't clear for payment. The same as this, be very lucky to see that money go back into anything, right?
No. What's interesting, mate, is that it's 2.5 billion, right?
Yeah.
How much was it that Chelsea's debt was written down by? Weren't we told it was 1.3 billion or something?
Yeah.
So where's the other 1.2 come from? Or was it slightly more than that? And that's how Chelsea have got... I don't know. I'm in a conspiratorial mood. I'm about to suggest things. So I'm going to cut like allegedly. But where did the 2.5 billion come from? That wasn't the number we were told before. That wasn't the number.
No, it wasn't the number we were told before. And we were told it was around about 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion, yeah.
It's 2.5 billion, and Stan was trying to get his little porky pies.
Is that how maybe Todd Bowley's managed to get away with spending quite as much as he has? Like maybe there was more relief than we thought.
This is what we were saying. You know, he's come clean. Todd's come clean. He's found some unscrupulous goings on, right? Because he never found any of this during the due diligence before they bought it. They only found all this stuff, Sean, after they bought it and when they were like actually doing some work. Oh, look, we found the Abramovich files. Oh, what's this? If you believe any of it, honestly, you need to have a word with yourself. It's smoke and mirrors. It's all bullshit. And there are people going to benefit. I'd love to see Ukraine benefit from it. Because right now, well, I don't want to get political, but they should be out of money and bankrupt by April. So they could do with the 2.5 billion.
There's only one group of people that have benefited thus far.
Another player, please, oh daddy. What will tomorrow bring?
Yeah, we could have had a sugar daddy. Todd Bowley could have been Spurs' new CEO. All of these signings, Esteval and all the like that have been piled up and stored in Strasbourg, and we could have been part of the Mold Club ownership. We could have been complaining about signing 47 players that Chelsea fans. I mean, do you know what? I listen to other fans, and I don't want to make it about Spurs, but I listen to Chelsea fans bemoaning their manager and what's going on, and the scattergun approach of their owners. I hear Arsenal fans moaning about Arteta while sat top of the league, and I wonder. I think sometimes these guys need a reality check. If anyone's having a reality check right now, it's Manchester United fans over the last sort of 7 or 8 years. That sort of fall from, let's remember, dominance to where they are today. And now starting to appreciate Ruben Amorim turning it around a bit. I think the fans are on his side now, Sean, a bit. Would you say?
I think the fans are volatile, mate. I think their fans are like ours, right? When they win, we're back, baby! We are back. When they lose, this fucking club!
Yeah, listen, there's standards. There are standards, and I think some clubs have false expectations, illusions of grandeur, and maybe our fan base is part of that. But there again, everyone should aspire. I mean, look what Crystal Palace achieved last season. Winning the FA Cup and winning the Charity Shield. Beating Liverpool. That's something to be proud of. So everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Just on that Chelsea story, mate, as we're talking about them, let's give you a little guys a little update. According to Court Offside, Chelsea have made contact with Juventus player Kenan Yildiz.
Yeah.
The contract talks between the player and Juve have stalled, as we know. This is going back a couple of weeks. He wants 6 million euros a year. He currently earns 1.5 million euros a year. The club reportedly wants a fee of 100 million euros if they sell him. Juventus sporting director Giorgio Chiellini has stated that the club is making every effort to ensure Kenan Yildiz does not leave. This is a player, Johnny, that I think he would be fantastic in the Premier League. Does Chelsea really... I mean, look, this guy can play pretty much anywhere. He could be a 10, he could be a right winger, a left winger. But I just look at, are Chelsea just never happy with what they have? Are they just literally like, my dad, or like the neighbour's kids got a new red toy and a red, a shinier new toy than I have. Therefore, I need to get that. Or do Chelsea? Is there some strategic logic to buying players like Jamie Gittins and not playing them? Buying players, obviously. I mean, they've got Neto, Gittins, Cole Palmer, your boy, Esteval. They've got Garnacho, who's done well so far to keep the rest out of the team. I mean, they've got so many options in that kind of front, like the 10-9 or the 10-7 and 11 sort of role. I think there's an argument to say that they could do with a striker. There's an argument to make that they could need, because maybe Liam Delap,
maybe a goal.
Well, yeah, but yeah, and further back, sure, centre back as well. Maybe I hear you on that stuff.
Yeah.
They're actually looking for a midfielder as well to ease the load on Caicedo and Enzo. But can they really justify bringing in Kenan Yildiz, or are they just literally gobbling it all up so that I don't want him, but you can't have him either? Is that kind of what's going on here?
Yeah. So listen, if they hadn't changed the rule, which Chelsea again exploited to the max, they had 32 players out on loan. 32. UEFA, well, they were buying up every young talent they could find and loaning them out across Europe, across the world, and bring them back as and when it suited. So UEFA got hold of this and said, look, this can't continue. Clubs were complaining about it. So they made the rule 8, then 7, then 6. I think it's this season. Yeah. Season is 6. And if it wasn't for that rule, they would literally buy up everybody. I'm sure of it. So what they're doing instead, they're buying up the players and they're sending them to Strasbourg. So if you look at Strasbourg's team, fantastic bunch of talent they've got there, but they have to be very careful. That's all being manipulated. I wouldn't like it if I was a Strasbourg fan. Yes, it's great they're getting all these players and fantastic football that they might be playing, but they have to be careful because they cannot qualify for the Champions League. Because they qualify for the Champions League, it creates a whole different. Well, we saw with Marinakis and we saw with Crystal Palace and Forest what that would mean. So they're just manipulating football, Sean, and it pisses me off. They manipulated the sale of the hotel to themselves, the women's football team to themselves. They did all of that, and then everyone closed the loophole. What are they going to do? They're going to have another one. Another loophole that they can exploit.
Mate, there's more loopholes than the Olympic rings. It's like it's madness, mate. There's going to be others. Johnny, we figured out 10 of them.
Yeah.
Summer before last, didn't we?
Yeah.
Is it last? No, summer before last. No, it was like, was it 2024, 2023? A long time ago, we figured out the loopholes, didn't we?
Yeah. I just think though that it's all very well, allowing shit to happen. And then closing it after they've exploited it. It's like what happened with Manchester City and Chelsea with the expenditure. Now they're looking to curb it a bit. But Chelsea is still exploiting the rules. They're still, selling players of no intrinsic value for ridiculous sums of money as a homegrown to their mates out in Saudi. Oh, but there's no connection, only the fact that Saudi Private Investment Fund is a shareholder in Clearlake Capital that owns Chelsea. It's there for all to see. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes. And I just, it's pissing me off, but there's nothing I can do about it. We can just talk about it and voice the concerns. It's a little bit different to, I think that, the Cronkies loaning Arsenal money at a rate that they can afford to rate they could never get from a bank. That is completely different to the
that rule is now being reviewed.
Yeah,
right.
Correct.
After other clubs have benefited from it, it's always the case of closing the door after the horse has bolted, isn't it?
Correct. And I just like to see a level playing field that works. If you're going to have financial rules, make them work for everybody. Don't bring in financial rules that only the few can circumvent and not get punished for them. We're still waiting on Manchester City. We all know.
We were promised again back in September. It's imminent, guys. It's due in the next week or so. Is it F? Is it muck? What are we doing here?
We know that if Man City are found guilty, they will have, the Premier League could end up going bankrupt with the amount of claims that are going to be made against it over the last 10 years, where Manchester City have falsely managed to win titles and earn money. Teams that have been relegated, teams that have missed out on Europe, so on and so on and so on. So,
be never ending. Ending.
Never is. But
let's pivot the story. Let's do a couple of super chilly chit chat.
Keelan Yildiz, back to the original. Keelan Yildiz, top player, but I think he's of interest to, Arsenal, Chelsea, and a few other clubs.
He's of interest to everybody. Yeah, and if he's available, it'd be interesting if anyone was to go and drop 100 million euros on him.
I think he's 20 years of age now. I think it's a bit much for his age. 100 million.
Yeah, it is. It's the only way. It's the only way a smaller team could ever possibly, like a Newcastle or a Tottenham or a Villa, someone like that. It's the only way that you could ever get ahead of the bigger clubs is if you actually just went and paid them money, like the king's ransom, right?
But Juve are struggling. Juve are struggling financially, so there's many deals that they couldn't afford to do. They tried to get Vlahovic to go out. They couldn't sign the deal for Kolo Muani because they didn't have the money. So
they've ended up using Vlahovic ahead of Openda and Jonathan
David. They signed from RB Leipzig. I mean, it's a bit of a shit show there, and they're not doing well in the league. They're not doing well.
They're not. No. Big up to who's the first one? Paul Petty. Paul Petty's jumped the gun this evening, and started the choo-choo train. And as the first choo-choo train God! As soon as the first super chat comes in, you get
on
the
the screen. I can't see it.
What's that?
I can't see it up on the screen.
I haven't put it up yet.
Oh,
That's fine.
that's why.
Big up to you, Paul, mate. You give us the first super sticker of the day. You get the choo-choo noise. Everyone else just gets choo-choo to you. And we mean that with all sincerity as well. But big up to you, Paul. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed to Chiudini. Always here, always supporting. We love you, Chiudini. How you doing, my man? I'll be in town on Saturday, Liverpool, if you fancy it. We're going for beers afterwards. There's a few of us going out. I'm going to try and get a little Christmas drinks after the game. I say after the game. We might be, as someone said in my WhatsApp group, someone said, "How about, okay, I'll meet you in the pub at the 46th minute and we can discuss how good Liverpool were."
I was looking for a start pre-game. Sure, maybe
we'll start pre-game.
Yeah,
I'm meeting my dad. I'm meeting my dad in London for a steak at 1 o'clock. So as soon as that's done, I'll be up in town because it's a 5:30 kickoff. So
that could be a mistake, mate.
Yeah, nice. Very good. Big up to you, Chudini. Big up to Prince Axel Veraswamy, aka Cat Funt. Big up to you, Princey. Appreciate you very much. Need choo to you. Choo to you indeed. And Logan as well. Choo to you, my man. Thank you very much indeed, Logan. Really appreciate that support. And Cat Funt's also come in saying, should we go for Thiago in January for £70 million?
Wow.
Too much for me. Too much.
You know, we talk about one season wonders. They used to say that about Harry Kane, but the difference is we didn't pay 70 million for Harry Kane. He came through our ranks, and we used to love singing, you know, just the one season wonder. I really like him. I'm just scared shitless to pay 70 million for a guy who was injured all last season and is having one good season. I like him, think he's quality. 45 million, I'm in. 70's a bit rich for my blood. What are you thinking, Sean?
Yeah, I kind of lean the same. Like, you know, we did that with Solanke, didn't we? We paid too much for Solanke, paid too much for Richarlison. We're going to end up paying too much for whoever we buy right now because I think every club looks at us and goes, "Oh, Tottenham have got money and they're a little bit desperate." So I think we're going to get priced. I think that it's going to be appropriately priced, but who's it appropriately priced for? I think it's appropriately priced for the price gougers who are going to be the selling clubs this January. It's going to be very, very, very difficult to get business done with good players for reasonable money. I just feel like so. I hope that these Enoch kids, I hope that they're going to tolerate overpayments because that's the standard.
He's got it right. Yeah, Foxy's got it right. This is what, you know, Foxy, you're spot on, mate. This is the conversation I have. This is what scouting is all about. You don't go for Thiago now with his price like this. You go for Thiago when he was at Cruzeiro or Ludogorets or Club Brugge. You know, that's where Brentford's, scouting and analytics come in, buying him for 35 million. That was a huge purchase for them, 35 million pounds. But it seems well worth it now. But Adam Farley says maybe 70 million rupees. Don't be clever.
Yeah, be interesting. I don't think he's worth it. But then listen, we definitely need a striker. And I just think the market's pretty shit. I know Foxy and myself, we like the look of that Francolino, don't we, Foxy?
Yeah, we do. How do we go from this? I mean, all of a summer we spoke about the abundance of strikers that were available. I mean, literally, there was every time you turn around, there was another striker available or another attacker available that can bring you goals and assists. And we didn't really go for it. What's left in the marketplace now is either overpriced or, in my opinion, not of interest to me. I don't know about your thoughts.
Or won't come. Yeah.
Or won't come. That's probably for Spurs fans. That's probably where we are right now.
Yeah. The rest of the market, I'm not sure there's that much. Not much left. Yeah. Ludogorets paid 1 million for Thiago from Cruzeiro. Yeah. Yeah. How well did he do it? How well did he do though at Ludogorets? Let me know because I don't know.
Good enough, I suppose, for Club Brugge to buy him.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. What happened to Rabbit Hole yesterday? Sorry, I was exhausted yesterday, mate. I was exhausted. Even on this stream, I was exhausted. I was like falling asleep.
Yeah, he was knackered afterwards. It's hey, it ain't easy doing this stuff, you know. You got to keep talking and doing stuff. Tottenham. I don't know about this one, Sean. I don't know what you think about this one. Tottenham are interested in signing Lens midfielder Mamadou Sangare.
Yeah, we spoke about him yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. Like he looks like he's a good player. He's like a good six. He's got a good tackling sort of sense on him, but he dribbles the ball, but he doesn't keep the ball too close to his feet. For me, I don't know. I'm not that. I don't think he. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know enough about him. Haven't seen enough. But what I looked at him, I thought he looked good. But do I think he's? I just, mate, for me right now, like, I'm sure he could become a great player. I'm sure he might go somewhere else. If he was to go to a Brighton or a Brentford in a year's time, they'll sell him for 100 million quid. I'm sure if one of those sorts of teams has identified him, they've done it for a reason. But again, like, I'm just looking at these players thinking, I don't know. I don't trust our ability to scout these players, mate, because all the players that we've got, I mean, we talk about this all the time. We always give so much credit to Paratici. But like Destiny Udogie hasn't developed into the best left back. I think he's better than a lot. All of a sudden, Destiny Udogie's shit in the mind of a lot of Tottenham content creators. I disagree with that fundamentally, and they like to force that opinion down people's throats and things. But like I'm not of that way of thinking. But I don't think he's developed into the sort of Reece James type of right back, left back sort of thing that I thought he might be able to become.
Injuries,
of course, yeah. Pape Sarr as well, like sort of he's grown a little bit, but has he really become that sort of player? And so, like, Bentancur, all of these guys, even Kulusevski, like, have any of them really kicked on to become top level players? I would say no. And so, I just feel like for me right now, I want to see Tottenham not be buying, maybe players that I don't know of. I want us to be linked with players that I am aware of, that have been around the block a little bit, that we all go, oh, he's quality.
So it wouldn't include Ruben Vargas from Sevilla.
Well, Ruben Vargas has been around for a long time. He's been in Seville for 18 months. He was at Augsburg before that. He's getting better year over year. He's not good enough. He's not good enough to satisfy me.
No, this is what I'm saying. He's been linked with Leeds, been linked with Villa.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
28 years old, 27 years old, then, mate. So he's either a very late bloomer, but he is getting better year over year. Like 4 or 5 years ago, he was in like 24 appearances in Augsburg in the Bundesliga. He was like 2 goals and 3 assists. Then the next year it was like 3 and 3. Then the year after that it was 5 and 4. And then last season it was a stop-start year because he spent half the year in Germany, half the year in Seville. And then this year he started out really well, right? He's got, I think he's 4 goals and 3 assists or something just in La Liga in 12 games. 7 in 12 is pretty good for a winger. And I went back and looked at him on the Y Scout again this morning. He's cool. He's a really nice player to look at, right? He's in to watch him play. He reminds me a little bit of like an Amari Hutchinson, but he is
a little bit
older. He is a little bit old. He's 27 years old. Is he just a late bloomer, or is he is he going to get better than what he's at? I'm not sure.
But the weight in this, Sean, for £20 million for a 27-year-old that's got the experience but hasn't played in the Premier League, is that better value than taking a risk of 70 million on Thiago, who has had 1 season but has played the Premier League? I mean, back in the day under Daniel Levy, Ruben Vargas would be in the player that they can get for a great value deal of 20 million, comes in, plays
and he'd have moments where you go, he's got it, and then he'd have a lot of moments where he frustrates you. And like, I for me, so again, not to spend all day long talking about Tottenham, but like for me, I think that there's a left winger that I think that we can get that's affordable, that's not going to break the bank. And we've spoken about him ad nauseum. Geezer from Atalanta. Right?
The one player that Man United fans seem to be talking about incessantly at the moment, again, is Conor Gallagher. But I still think if they can prize them out, I don't think they're going to get Anderson out. I'm not sure. They're going to need ridiculous money to get Anderson out. And to get what's his name out of Palace.
But just go and pay if you've got big money. if you've got big money, those are the sorts of names that everyone goes, cool, right? Yeah. Everything else, like Barrios from La Liga, cracking player. Half of the 90% of Tottenham fans don't even know who he is. Let's be honest, Johnny, right?
Yeah,
the vast majority of Tottenham fans don't watch La Liga closely. Right? They might come across him in the Champions League, so they don't know who he is. They'll get on board the excitement because he's a £70 million player. If he was an £80 million player, they'd expect even more from him, but they'd be even more on board it because they associate price with value, and to a degree that's okay. But like if you get like, but then as soon as he doesn't work out, people will be going, "Oh, he's fucking shit." We bought another fucking dross player again. You're going
after 3 games.
Exactly right. If you want, and he's a very good player. Right? He's a really good player. But does he translate to the Premier League? I don't know because he hasn't done it yet. So you get half a second less in the Premier League. Does that sort of thing impact? Does the acclimation process, the language barrier, all of these things like require time and patience. The Tottenham fan base do not give time and patience to anybody anymore. People have already given up on Xavi Simons. Like the amount of people that I hear going, our midfielder is fucking dreadful. And it pisses me off when they were all more than happy with Xavi Simons and they were all more than happy with Polinia. And when I remind them of that, they go, I'm not talking about them. I'm like, well, you saw out the midfield, right? One of them, they're both midfielders, attacking and defensive. So you're putting all of the responsibility of our entire shit show midfield on the 8. Like, you know, but it's goalpost moving.
I mean, look, there are players, you know, Enzo Fernandez or Caicedo or, you know, an Adam Walton or an Anderson or a Declan Rice. They are players that bring something instantaneously to your midfield. They are,
and you know that they can do it in the Premier League.
And you know that they can do it. If you
no question about it.
Unfortunately, Tottenham are not in that position. Nor are we in the position to sign a player that we've often spoken about bringing back from Saudi as Ruben Neves. Sure.
Yeah. So the only question with him, I think we've raised it before, is has the money and the kind of lower standard of football made him put his feet up a little bit?
But isn't he more of a Man U player?
Well, he is if Amorim stays, 100%.
Yeah. And that's
but listen, if Amorim wants a midfielder, and they want Adam Wharton and they want Belieber and they want Ruben, they can't have all of them. But they're not Chelsea.
Yeah. No.
Chelsea go and gobble them all up. United will have to pick one. You know, feed off the scraps if that's what you have to do.
That's what we are. We're the sieve. We're stood underneath the sieve, hoping some shit will drop out. And then when we pick it up, they will go, please. That's where we are, mate. That's where we are.
That's fine though, because they you know, like in that particular shovel in that midfield battle, right? Even if you're putting a lot in there and the big nuggets go to Man United, like the smaller size nuggets are still massive improvements on what we have. So like if United and the Belieber's already come out and said today, you know, he was asked, right? He said, "Oh, you know, did the non-transfer to Manchester United affect you?" And he said, "I don't think so. I try my best, right?" But so he was expected to go to United, and I think he still thinks he's going there. But like, I'd be okay. I mean, first of all, I don't rate Carlos Belieber like. I think he's
is he? I mean,
he's not 100 million. No, definitely not. Definitely not. He's a top potential player, but he's not 100 million yet. But then Caicedo took a little bit of time to prove his value at Chelsea. You know, he wasn't 100 million quid when he joined, but he's worth more than that now. Do you see Carlos Belieber through the same lens as you saw a Caicedo? I don't know.
I mean, Lavia can't even get a game.
He's injured all the time.
Yeah. He might as well be Labia.
Yeah. Listen, for me, there's enough midfielders out there. Locatelli, Angelo Stiller, Calhanoglu, he's older, but I still think he would be a baller in the Premier League. I mean, today the other link, whilst we'll finish off on Tottenham, was Davide Fratesi, or David Fratesi, however you say his first name, who for me is just like an Italian version of Conor Gallagher. And I rate him, Johnny. I think he's very good, but I don't think he's the solution that people think he is. What is it? If you're looking for like a profile of player that just runs around and is like effort is through the roof, and he, you know, like a Conor, whatever you think of Conor Gallagher, that's like I kind of think of that David Fratesi. Is that the profile of player that really moves the needle in our midfield? yes, it's better than Bentancur. Yes, it's better than Sarr. It's a better version of a similar profile in Bergvall. But I still think you need a second midfielder. If you're going to go and get a Fratesi or a Conor Gallagher, I still think you need a second midfielder who's just a baller, like a ball passing, ball playing playmaker that can come deep, pick the ball up and control the tempo. And I don't think that's a Conor Gallagher type. I don't think that's a Fratesi type. But those players are out there as well. Those like a Locatelli is a good example of that.
Yeah, 100%. Liverpool are also looking at David Fratesi. Just to say, Z Gould, he says, Sean, why do you keep talking down on Man United when Spurs are literally a worse team than Man U? Z, you obviously don't listen enough to the show. You pop in at certain moments. We're saying that Man United have a far greater draw than Spurs could ever have. We're bigging them up, Sean, and we're stood Z, and we're stood underneath waiting for the drippings, mate. What's left over? We know our place in the dining area. We're not in the first or second sitting. We're well aware of that. Okay.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, though, I also think that Man United are yesterday's news a little bit.
At the moment, yeah.
I think that Man United fans, I think Tottenham fans are exactly the same. This is not like me saying that we're better than you. I don't think that at all. I think there's a lot of similarities between the two clubs, but I think that Manchester United are still capable of acting like they were the biggest club in the country, like they were back in the Alex Ferguson era. But I think you guys have really struggled since Ferguson left. I think your managerial spot has been a poison chalice. I think you spent a fuck ton of money that you've earned through your revenue streams by being the biggest brand in Premier League football history. That all started with Alex Ferguson, but you still have the draw. And my question mark is why, when you don't really, like, to me, it's a place where a lot of players go, get paid a lot of money, and then don't end up performing, and then they get back to their career
once they leave. Yeah. It's a whole mirror.
This isn't me slating them and saying that Tottenham are better, because I think Tottenham are in even more of a mess. But I think that Manchester United are nowhere near as they. I don't think they should be viewed as big a draw as they still are, because I think most of the players that still will go to Manchester United if United pick up the phone, most of them were probably not even, much past the age of learning to walk when Man United were at their very best. And I don't think that's an unfair comment. It's not a slight on United. No. It's just my opinion of how far they've fallen from their unbelievable heights. That's all.
I've got to say, it's two players I'd like to talk about who are, not being held hostage, but they're being held to a situation that they're really not comfortable in. And while we're on Man United, is Kobbie Mainoo. There's been so many stories about this kid, right? All the way through the summer, all the way through this first part of the season. When's he going to get a game? Is he going to get a game? Are they going to allow him to move? He wants to be sold. Now Man United doubling down, saying categorically he will not be sold under any circumstances, but we're not going to play him under any circumstances. So he's going to have to go out on loan. There's a whole myriad of clubs that want to take him on loan. But has it got to the point now where this kid will not sign a new contract and he will pay Man United back in kind at some point by saying, you know what, I'm going to go to a big club, but I don't want it to be Man United.
How long has Kobbie Mainoo got left on his contract?
I don't know. Probably a long time. Probably a long time.
I'm looking that up. I'm not sure. I think that's Z Gold. I'm not sure you're listening to what I said there, because you're still saying, so what you're saying, that they should go to Tottenham instead of that Thingy should go to Tottenham. Not saying that at all. I don't think Semenyo will go to Tottenham. I don't think he'll go to Manchester United, but not because I think the reason he won't go to Manchester United is twofold. One is he's going to replace Salah, or at least be Salah's replacement eventually. I think Salah will leave on loan in January, and I think Semenyo will go there. But even if that wasn't the case, I don't see where Semenyo fits into Manchester United's system. Man United play with a double 10, and Semenyo's not a 10. Yeah. You can make the argument that you can your 10s drift wide and stuff, and that's fine. But I see Semenyo as like an out-and-out winger on either side who hugs the touchline, and that's not how United play. So as much as it's like horses for courses, as much as Semenyo is a fantastic player and United would probably love to have him, I don't think it works in the Amorim system. If they were to change Amorim and go to something more like what Glasner offers, a different version of a back three with slightly wider guys, like he could easily be the Ismaili Sarr of a Glasner system at United, but I think it's a moot point. I think he'll go to Liverpool anyway. Kobbie Mainoo's contract, finishes in 2027. But they do have an extra year, so 2028.
2028, but he could theoretically try and force his way out. The other one I wanted to talk about, along with Kobbie Mainoo, is poor old James Trafford, who looked destined to be going to Newcastle when Man City started twerking for him. Come back home, son. He's gone back home. Probably a dream, thinking he's going to be starting for Manchester City. And now he can't get a game. But despite all the suitors, and they include Tottenham and other clubs, the Man City hierarchy have said they will absolutely not entertain any moves in this January transfer window for James Trafford. I mean, here's a guy who was playing regularly. Now he's just sat on the bench, Sean. He's part of the Man City squad, but do you not go rusty when you're sat there and you're used to playing week in and week out, and suddenly you're not getting a game? I mean,
you do. Obviously, you do. I guarantee you, he regrets leaving. He should have gone to Newcastle, 100%. Yeah. But look, he's wasted a year of his career by being gazumped by Donnarumma. And Pep Guardiola's saying, he's not leaving 100% this year. Doesn't mean he won't leave in the summer. But, if Donnarumma was to get injured and they were to have let James Trafford go on loan or on a permanent, then I understand it from Manchester City's perspective. I do. But yeah, James Trafford's going to be sitting there pissed off for the next 6 months. But yeah, it's something that I don't think he'll be there next season. I think he'll leave in the summer because he doesn't want to sit there and be second fiddle. Because Donnarumma's not even that old, Johnny, is he?
Oh, he's not going. I mean, listen, I don't understand his agent. If I was Trafford, I'd be having a word with my agent. To be truthful with you, you forced me.
I think I need a little word with free speech, Fiona. Looking a little bit worse for wear. I feel like I'm fairly fresh today, Fiona. Cheeky little kid.
He was just saying how fresh he was feeling.
Yeah, I had an early night. I was tired yesterday. I went to bed at like 7 p.m. and went and slept all the way through. Got like 13 hours in, and I feel I'm feeling pretty good. So thanks very much. You just completely pulled the rug on my entire day.
Yeah, how to pull the rug, Fiona? Huh? Terrible. Let's change the subject.
No, Jesus Christ. What are you doing? End the stream, Johnny. End the stream.
If you want to lie down, Sean, go and have a lie down. I'll take it from here. I agree with Fiona, says Tommy.
Outrageous. Thank you, Tommy K. You can piss off and all.
For those of you watching on audio, I would just say that Sean looks remarkably healthy this afternoon. So. He looks a picture of health.
Outrageous.
Unlike some of the players.
I did a video on the other channel, Spurs Talk Show yesterday. I was out walking the dog, did a video, and then some Australian comes in and goes, Sean, haven't been on the channel for a while, mate. Haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you. You look like you've been in a good paddock, right? And I'd never heard the phrase before. And I looked it up, and it's an Australian phrase which can mean one of several things. It can be like, looks like you've been in a good paddock. It means like looks like you're doing well. Looks like you're happy. But there's also other takes. Looks like you've been eating a lot. I'm a fucking out.
Well, Maxwell's Veraswami's asking, Sean, have you been using Sava's face wax? Oh dear. Sean will have to start streaming with one of those filters.
Yeah. Fuck it. I was going to close. Fuck it. Let's do it this way. You see now is my icon.
There we go, guys.
It's audio for everybody now. Audio for everybody.
It's audio from this point on. Oh dear. What was I going to say? Bayern Munich. Oh, this is a player that we've spoken about many times. Bayern Munich are reportedly preparing to accelerate the pursuit of Borussia Dortmund centre-back Nico Schlottenbeck. Now, I'm not sure. Have they all sort of wiped their hands now of Konate? because
it's an interesting one, isn't it? This
Liverpool, they've made three offers for Konate, hasn't signed any of them. Do you think Liverpool are thinking, you know what? Maybe we'll just let you run out, and we'll buy two. They're going to need two centre backs. Liverpool,
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
But does this link with Schlotterbeck mean that now that Bayern Munich are now not interested in Konate, because they certainly were beforehand?
Yeah, I don't know about this Konate thing, mate. It certainly feels like there might be some shenanigans going on there where they kind of go like, yeah, we're not interested, and then late in January, listen, all right, 10 million quid, we'll take them off your hands now. Give you some money. I don't know. He's definitely played himself out of like the kind of the top tier ecosystem, but he's still a very good player. What's changed? It can only be that his heart's not in it or his head's been turned. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not so much confidence. Maybe it's become a confidence thing, but I certainly think the start of his decline was more around just interest. I would assume, don't know, but the fact is that a lot of players, when they get into their last year of their contract, especially if they have intentions to run their clock down, they stop going in for challenges 100% because they don't want to get injured. All these little things can play a part of why it is they're not playing to 100%. So it's an interesting one with Konate, mate. I mean, Liverpool haven't carried on trying to get him to sign a new contract. Real Madrid have ruled him out. People are looking at Upamecano. People are looking for Mark Gahey instead.
Jeremy Jacquet.
What player he's going to be, by the way. That he's one of the ones for the future. He's going to be an absolute superstar. We'll be hearing that guy's name for years to come. There's just, to me, I don't know. I think that maybe people are looking at him a little bit differently, thinking, where's your professionalism? Because he hasn't looked like he's been anywhere near, like he's a fraction of his old self last season.
I'd love to know if any Liverpool fans are in the chat or listening to this later. Please message us. But the one thing I'm a massive Mark Gahey fan, but he's not like 6'4". He's not a towering centre back. And what I've noticed is, for first time I can remember in a long time, Liverpool looks susceptible to long throws,
set pieces,
which obviously Spurs, will try to somehow exploit on Saturday night when we play them. Good luck with that one. But I'm just wondering whether Mark Gahey's the right profile. Because listen, Virgil van Dijk has got a year and a half left on his contract after this. I think it's all a year and a half at the end of this year. So I think they're going to need two centre-backs, whatever happens. Leone's got an ACL, so he's out for probably a year or so. So I just would like
They might go in for Scalvini.
Yeah, they can do. I'm amazed that no one's gone in for Bastoni, to be honest. I know it's going to take big money.
He's never, ever going to leave, mate. Never going to leave. That story was out today for Tottenham as well. I said on my video, I don't even know why I'm mentioning this, but just for what it's worth, the links are there again that Tottenham are trying to sign Bastoni. I was like, forget it. It's never going to happen, right? It's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's really leaving to come to us. Yeah.
He was not leaving to go anywhere, mate. He loves Inter Milan. The guy loves Inter Milan. I remember when we tried to sign him 3.5 years ago, and the reason he said no was because he was just buying a bar/restaurant in Italy or in Milan somewhere. And that was his wife's project or whatever that she wanted to do. Or remember that?
Yeah.
And nothing's changed, mate. The geezer's going to be there for a long time. There are other players though at Inter Milan that might end up leaving. Not centre backs necessarily, but they got that Acerbi, haven't they? And they got the geezer from Manchester City. Akanji, was it Akanji that went there?
Yeah.
I think Akanji went there, didn't he? But I'm not sure. Did he go on loan or did he go on a permanent? I can't.
I'm not sure if he's on loan or what he's on. I tell you who else. I'm not sure if he's going on loan in this January. It'd be an interesting one. Is Matthias Tell to Roma? I don't know how much legs there is in this one.
Not playing at Tottenham, is it? It's mate. I still hear this on all these other Tottenham channels, right? That talk was. I still see people like Flower, bless him, I love him to pieces, coming on. These players aren't good enough, and they talk about and they go, Matthias tells like Matty doesn't even play. He doesn't even play. It's like, why are we still going after? He should be playing, by the way, because some of the performances from the people that are ahead of him in the pecking order have been absolutely abject. He should be getting some more minutes because whenever he does come on, he's got an absolute work rate and passion to do it. He's got a point to prove, but he only gets 4 minutes at the end of a game that's already been taken away from us because of the previous 85 minutes. But I don't know why people are still having a crack at Matthias Tell. He doesn't play for Tottenham barely.
I mean, look, when you look at someone like Rasmus Højlund, right, who, was struggling to get minutes under Ruben Amorim, he's gone back to Napoli. He's gone to Napoli. He was at Atalanta before. He's gone back to Serie A, and he's banging in the goals on a regular, sat at the top of the league.
Who's this, sorry? Who you talking
about? Rasmus Højlund. Sometimes when he wasn't playing, and everyone says he's shit, one of the worst signings in Manchester United have ever made, one of the worst striker signings. He's gone to Napoli and he's just he's carried on where he left off when he was at Atalanta. I just wonder whether I can see it happening. Can you see a loan with an option to buy or an obligation to buy, or just a loan to try and get him some experience, Sean?
Listen, loan him out, but I feel like he's one of those players that if you loan him out, you won't see he'll be loaned out for the rest of his contract or something,
Yeah,
and that'll piss me off because I genuinely think that there's a lot of talent in him. I genuinely do, and I think that he's been treated badly. I think someone said it there in the chat a minute ago. Olive, what's his name? Oliverio or Oliver Yeo. 90. I agree. I think he's been treated badly at Tottenham.
I thought Yayo was what the Colombians call
Yayo.
Tell me the Yayo.
Put me in, boss. Give me some of that Yayo.
Give me the Yayo, baby. I tell you, someone I saw here is definitely not doing the Yayo is Fernando Llorente of Spurs fame. I see him here. He's here at the same hotel as me, Sean, and saw him the last 2 nights playing paddle with David Silva.
Who's that?
Banging out. They absolutely love it. Living on that paddle court.
Who's playing paddle? Who?
Fernando Llorente.
He's in your hotel?
Yeah, with David Silva.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing paddle. Literally, there's one paddle court and they're literally on it
all day long.
Most of the day, yeah.
Get a picture.
Nice guy. Very, very nice guy.
You've spoken to him, have you? So you did go up and get a picture.
No, I haven't got a picture. Funny enough, I haven't got a picture. I haven't got a picture with him. Maybe I should. I saw him at breakfast this morning.
See if you can get him on the channel.
Let's get him on the channel. But no, he's...
glass of red wine. David, come here.
He's quite tall for his height,
nice.
To be honest. Yeah.
Nice
guy. I said, how many kids you got? He says 4. I said, I can only count 2. He said, I left 2 at home.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. No, he seems like a really nice guy. I told him that Spurs got hammered 3-0. He goes, yeah, I know, I saw. Not great, is it? And I said, no.
Go and speak to Llorente and get him to say on camera, make sure you like and subscribe to the best football channel in the world. Football Inc.
Football Inc. Come on, you Spurs.
Use your access, mate. Use your access. Come on, Johnny. What we're doing here, mate? It's about free marketing. Buy the guy a paddle bat or whatever you call it, a paddle racket. I don't know whatever it's called, and then and get it going.
Racket, yeah. It's a
let's move on to a couple of more stories, mate. A couple more stories. Sorry, were you saying something?
Oh no, that's fine. It's fine. We can have a look at the fantasy football as well.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end. Yeah. Everton are interested in Middlesbrough's 23-year-old midfielder Hayden Hackney, but may face difficulties prying him away mid-season as Borough push for Championship promotion. He's seen as Premier League ready in the near future. What's your thoughts there?
I just don't understand how he's not been snapped up. I mean, every single summer, I keep hearing, or January transfer window, I thought him, Alex Scott, Walton would all be snapped up and all be playing in the Premier League. And Hayden Hackney is the only one who seems to be left behind, still plying his trade. And he's not a spring chicken anymore. How old is Hackney? 23, is he? Or is he 23? I'm a bit surprised. I can't see Middlesbrough letting him go, because the amount of money that they would get for promotion is far greater than what they would get for Hayden Hackney. So my guess would be they will try to do both: get promotion and sell Hayden Hackney, or offer him a bumper contract with like a get-out clause should a major player just come along and offer him out. Good midfielder though, Sean.
Yeah, very good midfielder. I don't know what sort of level do you place him at if he wants to move to the Premier League. Everton's probably not a bad sort of level, I think, or Leeds to try him out. But Leeds might go straight back down again. Listen, mate, he'll be in the Premier League if Middlesbrough carry on. He'll be in the Premier League in 6 months anyway, so not a problem. Let's talk a little bit. Have you heard about this? What we're doing here. Arsenal seem to be looking at 2 players from AC Milan. According to Italian media, Arsenal are interested in AC Milan's 20-year-old goalkeeper, Lorenzo Torriani. I don't know too much about him. He's made 2 senior appearances, and they're also interested in the AC Milan youngster, Davide Bartasaghi, I think his name is. A lot of teams right now are just focusing all their attention on gobbling up all of these 16, 17-year-olds. Chelsea trying to do it, Arsenal trying to do it, Man United trying to do it, even Spurs looking in that sort of direction as well. Well, I've had enough of it for the time being, but it feels like most of these teams that are almost kind of they're somewhere near happy with their squad, then they've turned their attention now to go and getting the 16 and 17-year-olds, right? Whereas Spurs, unfortunately, were nowhere near happy with their squad, or shouldn't have been, and went and bought all the 18-year-olds before they had the 25-year-olds that were ready to compete.
They did it in reverse order. I mean, Arsenal bought the Ecuadorian twins, 16-year-old twins, that will come to Arsenal in a couple of years, both with great prospects. I mean, I always talk about our youth. I was a bit shocked last night when Brighton beat our youth 5-2 away from home in the FA Youth Cup. Yeah, a bit of a shock to me. I've got to be honest with you. Didn't expect that.
Stay there 1 second, mate. Sorry, keep talking.
I expected us to, to actually win that game, especially with the type of team we put out. But I've also been linked with the move for the AC Milan goalkeeper, as you said, Lorenzo Torriani. And according to Gazzetta dello Sport, Arsenal are very interested in the keeper and will be interested to see if they come forward with an offer to sign him. The player is highly rated at the Italian club. But Milan rate him very highly, and I don't think, I don't know, I can't see, the only person I can see leaving Milan is Mike Maignan, who I think will be of interest to Chelsea big time, because I really can't see how they can just carry on with Sanchez. Kepa, I think he's still on loan, or did he get purchased by Arsenal? I can't remember if it was a loan with an option or it was a full purchase. Arsenal are always looking to upgrade their goalkeepers. Even if they get an injury, they've always got a top goalkeeper normally as backup, unlike us who have got a dodgy keeper and an untested keeper. But I think Mike Maignan, if he leaves AC Milan, I don't think that Lorenzo Torriani will be allowed to leave AC Milan this January or this summer, despite Arsenal's interest in the player. That's my call.
Yeah. So Mike Maignan, you're saying? Talking about Mike?
I was just saying, mate, if anyone's going to leave AC Milan, any goalkeeper is going to be leaving AC Milan, it's going to be Mike Maignan.
Yeah, I agree.
I personally, I think that's who Spurs should go for, but he'll probably end up at Chelsea. You don't leave AC Milan to come to us. You could go and leave for Chelsea. I think he'll fit in perfectly at Chelsea, personally. We got a super chat from Wesley Van Helden. Sean?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me bring it up. Big up to you, Wesley. He says Diogo Costa, Ruben Neves, Martin Hulmand, Lookman for 150 million quid, and our squad is miles better. I mean, Ruben Neves and Hulmand are similar sorts of players. They both play as sixes that can control the game. Hulman's more of like a Palhinha, though. He's more of just an enforcer. He can certainly get forward. And
More legs. More legs.
More legs for sure. They're both brilliant players. Ruben Neves can dictate the play. Of the two, I'd probably rather get Ruben Neves, I think, if I'm honest.
I mean, we're into all of those players that you've mentioned, Wesley. Diogo Costa.
Costa's amazing. I take Costa all day long.
Absolutely superb goalkeeper. Ruben Neves, great feet, can just, great at free kicks and so on and so forth. Least said about Lookman, the amount of times that Sean and I have mentioned him. If he ever does come to Spurs and he doesn't perform, we are going to get it big time. Hoymond, all good players. I can't say a bad word about any of those, to be truthful.
Yeah, 150 million quid. It's a lot of money, but it's not that much money anymore, is it?
Do you not think? I mean, we are the 17th of December. I remember the 17th of December last year, around this time, the rumour mill was in absolute overdrive. Are we heading for I thought we were going to have a very busy January because it's the World Cup coming up and clubs will want to try and get business done now as opposed to try and get the business done before the World Cup when it becomes really, really difficult. But I'm not seeing an avalanche of transfer news across the board here. In fact, it's been
really quiet this week. It's been a really quiet week. Yeah. I'm trying to learn how to use prompt engineering, for the football stuff we do. So I've been asking various different ChatGPT things to give me different iterations of how to search out the latest transfer news and summarize it, so I could just pick it apart and go bang, 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 bang. And I've asked all of them today with a really well-defined, really well-scripted prompt. Get me all of these things, search into deep and wide and long and thin, go across the world, find whatever you can for the juiciest transfer news. And they all said, Sean, there's not a lot going on today. I was like, you're not working hard enough. There must be some stories out there. And there really isn't. So it's been the same the last couple of days. But it does feel a little bit, dry, sort of dry at the moment. But listen, I've just got this opinion that I feel like this continuation of the final game of the 1 second. Sorry, I feel like the game week 8 of these things is going to be a constant thorn in the side of early business. I think it's going to. A lot of business is going to be shelved until the final, and then you'll get madness in the final 3 days. But I just genuinely think that this game week 8, I wouldn't mind it if. Why can't they just
game week 8, guys, in the Champions League? That's what he's talking about, because
Champions League and the Europa League, all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know why does it have to be 1 month? By the way, why couldn't they just extend it into February, 2 weeks more? Is there a rule that it has to be?
Do it when it suits them, Sean. Just like last year, they gave them a special window for clubs that are in the Club World Cup and all the rest of it. But listen, Acid Twin says it's easy to sort this out. Hire me and stop using ChatGPT. It's rubbish. So get in contact with us, Acid Twin, and tell us all about it. Tell us more. Look, I think
news now.
Huh?
Stop using news now, Acid Twin. If that's where your sources are, it's all the same thing, isn't it? That's the thing with chat with all these AI things. All they do is just search the web for you. They just the web is there. They don't come up with their own answers. They just scan the web for the answers to make it easier for you.
Listen, we don't need ChatGPT when we have Foxy, right? Because Foxy is our resident ChatGPT, and here he comes back with another golden nugget. Villarreal have just picked up a gem on a free from Argentina, left winger Thiago Fernandez from Vélez. I mean, if you've been in this chat long enough, we've been going about 5.5 months at Football Inc. and Foxy's always been there with some great.
He knows all the young kids. He knows all the young kids out of every corner. He's like the real deal Perchy. Perchy pretends that he watches second division Portuguese football on a Friday night. In reality, Perchy just plays Football Manager. I think Foxy actually does genuinely scour the web.
Foxy's properly at it. He knows what's going on. But no, I just wondered if you thought the same as me, that it's been strangely quiet this window. With only 14 days, 15 days to go until the window opens, and I'm not seeing massive news. We're seeing the regurgitated Semenya, Mainu, a couple of loans, but nothing extraordinary.
Ryan player from Vasco da Gama, he's been linked with Crystal Palace today. Looks like this kid might just be good enough. All of the Premier League teams want to bring him straight over from Vasco. Do you think he'll end up in the Premier League, or do you think he'll go somewhere else in Europe first?
Yeah, I mean, listen, quite often they go to Europe first and then come back. And that could easily be the case here. Guys, just to say, if you're in the chat, please hit the like button. And if you're watching for the first time, guys, please hit the subscribe button. Again, I had another peep at the stats the other day, and literally only about 45% of the people that watch the show, which is a large number, but only 45% actually hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost any money. It's just basically it's a notification of when we go on, but it helps the channel grow. So we're trying to get to 5,500. So if you can manage to do that, or if you're listening on audio, please hit the follow button. It really helps us. Sean, do you want to have a look at the fantasy?
You obviously had a good week, have you?
I had a reasonable week.
Did you?
Reasonable.
Let's have a look.
Reasonable. I'm nowhere near the top diners, but I scored not bad this week. I'm sat in.
Hang on. We bring it up. Bring it up. Where are we? We are points. So I got 63 points. Average points of 60. I stupidly changed Thiago to captain like an absolute bozo. I'd have had an extra 11 points if I not made that change. But Foden 11, Haaland 13, Ekitike 13, decent all round. Matty Cash screwed me. I guess maybe Julian Timber came in. I'm currently 268th in the league. Where are you, Johnny?
I am 173.
Ooh, 173. So we're closing the gap, because I was like 400th a little while ago.
You were in embarrassing situation.
173. So you're on 880, 81 points. You cheeky little git. And you put Bruno Fernandes as captain.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Well played.
I was a bit gutted. Yeah.
Fernandes, they're make the major points contribution.
Well, my bench did well.
Oh, you did play the bench as well. You played your bench play. You got to do it soon. You've only got a couple more games before you.
Peter John says he's in 89th place. 89th, which is very good, John.
Hang on. So you're on how many points in total? 882. And I'm on. So I'm 61 points behind you. I can catch you.
Yes, anything's possible, mate. 61 points is nothing in this. Don't forget, my triple captain, Haaland, was where I lost massively.
And me.
6 points.
100%. Let's have a look at the top of the pops. Who's doing the top of the pops at the moment? Anybody in here that
James 119 is 13th.
James 119 is James Easter. Yes, he is. 73 points this week. Captain Haaland, very good. Rodgers and Foden. Everyone's got. This is the thing. Everyone seems to have the same sort of players, so it's different. 60 points is quite a lot to close. It is quite a lot to close.
Well, it's if you can find a game changer that before others do, and they can't, they need to make subs.
That's the game. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find a game changer. And then we had.
How many have you used your free hit or your wild card yet?
I've used my wild card. I haven't used my free hit. Peter John is 89th. Let's have a look at Peter John in 89th. Peter John, where are you? Let's have a look here. 89th, another member of the chat.
James Barnes.
89th, Peter John, you said.
No, his name's James Barnes on it.
Yeah.
Peter Sprinkle.
Obviously got an alias. He's obviously going. Alan Legend is 279th, and he says have it.
Nathan McCreary, there's our man. He's in the top 100.
Well done, Nathan.
Well done, Nathan.
Nathan, he got engaged and is still smiling.
Who is the? So James is he our highest regular person? Eric Callison's been up the top for a while. Don't recognise any of these people. Trevor Kane.
These are some of the people that come
who
in.
are these people? How do they?
Well, no, these are people who came in, viewed it. Like I said, Sean, 45% of the people that watch this show don't subscribe. They just come along, have a listen, have a laugh at you and I, and then bugger off.
They probably dial in just to see if there's any free prizes for people that finish in the top, finish first or whatever. You know?
Yeah. Well, we're only sending them to people who are regulars in our chat, not interlopers who aren't members, who don't subscribe or don't contribute. But yeah, Peter John is known as the Tinker Man. He says Ryan the Wanderer is the name. Yeah, but this week I might look at playing my free hit. I got 2 weeks to play it.
Free hit is when you can rechange your entire squad for 1 week and then come back to the old squad.
Correct.
And then the wild card is when you can change everything and it stays how you want it. So I've not used either of those two yet. I've not used either of those.
Got only 2 weeks, so you're going to have to use them over the next 2 weeks, mate. 17, 18.
Okay.
You can't use them after week 19. Any other loose? Let's just check to see if there's any other.
Thing is, I think I've got about like 7 free transfers as well.
Yeah, I think the most you can have is 5. Tonight's games, just quickly, Manchester City playing Brentford in the Carabao Cup. I expect Man City to rest a few players.
City play Brentford tonight in the Carabao Cup. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would expect them to.
Where's that, at City?
At Man City. But I expect Newcastle to take the Carabao Cup very seriously, as it's their chance of silverware. And I think they'll field a much stronger team.
Who have they got?
Fulham at home.
And that's the quarterfinal stage, is it?
That is I'm not sure. Yes, quarterfinals. I think it is, yeah.
Is that tonight as well?
Yeah, Arsenal don't play till next week. They have a nice rest, as Crystal Palace are playing in the conference. Talking of which,
Chelsea played last night. I didn't see that.
Yes, Chelsea played Cardiff. It was
Chelsea in the semis. Chelsea in the semis, and then
Chelsea. It could be Newcastle, Man City, and then Arsenal or Crystal Palace. See, it's not an easy trophy to win. Everyone seems to think it's.
I think it's harder. I think it's harder trophy to win than the FA Cup. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think that many of the big teams necessarily play their strongest team in either. Apart from the reality is that in the FA Cup weekends, that they get their own dedicated weekends for the first 3 rounds, like 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. Whereas the Carabao Cup, you have to mix that in amongst your European ties as well. Right. So, like, just on if you haven't got a big enough squad and you're taking it all seriously, I think the Carabao Cup, arguably, because you've got to play it midweek alongside your European games as well, I think it's arguably more stressful on the squad, more of a distraction, more of a pain in the arse than the FA Cup.
Yeah. You're probably right. And it really interferes. I mean, look, if Spurs were in it, for example, this week, we wouldn't be having a free week. It's our first free week since the first week of the season, Sean. Whether or not it will make.
Do you think we're going to? Do you think the fruits of that labour will be proven on Saturday night?
It's going to be a tough one, though, isn't it, Sean? I mean, are you expecting Spurs to turn up and shock
I expect
Liverpool?
them to turn up. I expect them to turn
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I expect them to put on the shirt. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm expecting nothing out of that game. Absolutely nothing. Obviously, I love to think romantically that we're going to come in and shock the world, but no, I can't see it. Ekitike.
Last question for you, Johnny, is should Jed Spence be dropped?
Yes.
For Ben Davies?
Do I think he should?
Or Mickey Van der Ven left?
No. I actually understand why he was pissed off, to be truthful with you, because I thought Pedro Porro was much worse than him, personally. Yeah, I think that Pedro Porro should have gone off and he should have stayed on the right. He should have gone to the right.
Doesn't mean you can throw your shirt on the ground, though.
But you don't. Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And it's the second time. And Tommy Tuchel told him that he will not stand for that in the squad. So expect Jed to be dropped. I think.
Is he a bit of a donut? Is he a bit of a dickhead?
Well, it's dickhead behaviour,
isn't it?
It's dickhead behaviour. You know, you don't do that in full view of everybody. Yeah, you can be pissed off. You can be a bad loser. You know. Yeah. But you don't do that. You don't disrespect the shirt, mate. Never disrespect the shirt.
He's a talent, but he's not that good. He's good, but he's not that good. His personality seems a little bit fucking.
No club. Yeah, no fan base, no matter who you are, would accept. You know, Mo Salah coming off and throwing the shirt on the ground should not be accepted. No one should accept that sort of behaviour, and so he should be punished. Trouble is, it's self-harming, Sean. Let's be serious, mate. Would you really want to start with Ben Davies for Liverpool against Ekitike?
Well, no, but I also think that you have to nip this stuff in the bud. I think that Thomas Frank has got a bit of a respect problem. I don't think the players respect him. I think he needs to. He made an example of Yves Bissouma, but everybody else seems to get a free pass, and that's not okay either. So. He needs to nip it in the bud. Let's nip this show in the bud, mate. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to do before 6 o'clock. Spurs OC, big up to you, mate. He says, big up, fellas, looking good. I appreciate you, Spurs OC, because Fiona has destroyed my confidence today with her little commentary. Big up to you, Spurs OC.
Rusty Spurs has one from Rusty Spurs as well.
Got that as well. Big up to you, Rusty. Thank you very much indeed to you. Choo to you, buddy. Choo to you. The Super Sticker train has commenced and it has also ceased for the evening. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you. Please don't forget, guys, that we are available on your podcast platform. So if you like to walk your dog or your wife and you don't want to listen to her or him or whoever, then you can listen to us instead back. And this is always on podcasts platforms straight after the show. So if you're watching this back later, just know that if you don't want to watch us on YouTube, then you can watch us or listen to us on Spotify or Amazon and Apple and all that jazz. And don't forget, you can get your OK Jersey late Christmas presents for 8% discount. Check out code FINK is where you're going to get an extra 8% off already unbelievable prices. And they got some great stuff, not just football shirts, but they've got some lovely stuff in other apparel, all that shit that you might need for whatever it is that you want to do in January. Get you that weight off. Guys, we will see you tomorrow. Oh, Johnny, are you around? You're traveling, aren't you? So no show.
I think I might go and buy myself a green goddess leotard. That should get the. Could you imagine?
Yeah. One of them. A Mankini. A Johnny Keeney.
What's oh, well, I've forgotten his name there. The comedian. He wore one, didn't he?
Yeah. Borat. Yeah. Borat. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I'll see you on Friday then. Yeah.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from him.
Bye.